Six Flags America is closing forever. No, this is not a joke, this is actually happening. Let's break this down because there's a whole lot to talk about. So Six Flags just announced that Six Flags America would be closing at the end of the 2025 season. And I don't know about you guys, but I really did not see this coming whatsoever. So let's quickly discuss what the goal of the Six Flags and Cedar Fair merger was. So the two companies, when they merged, explicitly stated that they were trying to save as much money as possible and get out of debt. And a good way to get out of debt, and a relatively easy one too, is to simply sell off a couple parks and get some extra cash. Which is really what I thought Six Flags would end up doing. You know, sell some smaller parks. Maybe Darien Lake or a Michigan's Adventure, heck, maybe in a Six Flags America. You know, that's a nice good chunk of money you can get, and then the park gets to stay, and yeah, it's not under their ownership anymore, but the park's still around and everyone's happy. But Six Flags decided to pull a complete 180 and just completely close the park pretty much out of nowhere. And look, I get they need to make good business decisions, they need to save some money, get out of debt, whatever. Yes, I get that, I understand that. But was closing the park forever really the best idea? That park had so much potential. It is located in probably one of, if not the best market a theme park could be in. So Six Flags America is located in Bowie, Maryland. And Bowie, Maryland is very close to Philadelphia, Washington, D.C., Baltimore, Trenton, New Jersey, and the state of Delaware. That is so many people, like, within an hour drive of Six Flags America. And we're talking millions upon millions of people. And honestly, a pretty untapped market. Like you have Great Adventure pretty close to that, but still, that area can for sure support two theme parks. I thought if anything, they would either keep their investment in Six Flags America the same, not really doing a whole lot, or they would maybe even ramp it up a little bit because of how good that market is. For example, Michigan's Adventure, the closest city is Grand Rapids in Michigan. Even then, that's not a huge city, so the market up there is just not very big. Maybe only a couple million people. Cedar Point, the closest major city is Cleveland, and then you have to go all the way down to Columbus. There are a lot of very successful parks. I mean, not saying Michigan's Adventure is super successful or anything, but Cedar Point, really successful with the closest city being Cleveland. That's still 40 minutes away. And Cedar Point brings in 4 million guests per year. And then Six Flags America has easily 10 million, probably even more within an hour or so drive. And they're getting 2 million attendance maybe? I just looked it up, it's actually more 1.3 million. Look, I know it's not a huge park, but there's so many people. If Six Flags were to actually invest in it, I truly think that park could be doing probably double, triple pretty easily. I thought for sure if Six Flags want to sell any park or close any park or whatever, it wouldn't be Six Flags America. I just don't really see what happened caused this park to close. You'd think a Darien Lake, even a Valley Fair or something like that, I think a Six Flags Great Escape, you'd think something along those lines would be a better candidate for a complete closure, not Six Flags America. So it kind of makes me wonder, was there something behind the scenes going on? I really would love to know what the true reason behind this is. I'm going to read Six Flags CEO Richard Zimmerman's whole statement on this, and we're going to break it down. Quote, as part of our comprehensive review of our park portfolio, we've determined that Six Flags America and Hurricane Harbor are not a strategic fit for the company's long-term plan. So after the first sentence, we can see that Six Flags didn't think Six Flags America was a good fit in their park portfolio for whatever reason. I'm assuming probably because it's not a very big park, a lot of older, aging attractions are probably getting up their maintenance costs. I don't know, maybe they don't have any future plans for it. So okay, not a terrible start, that's a fair enough reason. Next it says, after reviewing a number of options, we believe that marketing the property for redevelopment will generate the highest value and return on investment. We anticipate strong interest in the property. This is honestly the saddest part of the whole thing. Cleared land is worth more than the whole theme park. Because basically what they're saying is it was more cost effective. They were going to be getting more money by bulldozing the park and just selling the clean land, compared to just selling the park to Hershey or something like that. And this is what we saw with California's Great America. Cedar Fair wanted to get rid of that property, and they were going to get more money by bulldozing the park and selling the land. It's honestly crazy and a little sad that sometimes theme parks are valued less than the land they sit on. I don't know if that's just me, but like, I don't know, it just doesn't sit great with me. Zimmerman goes on to say, quote, "This was a difficult decision and we recognize the impact it will have on our Six Flags America and Hurricane Harbor Park associates and guests. Six Flags is committed to supporting all impacted associates through the closure process at the end of this year." So I'm glad they're acknowledging that, look, this stinks, like, kind of had to do this, we're in a tough spot debt-wise, and we needed some cash. And look, this isn't a good situation at all, but I do like to see that they are going to, like, take care of their employees and not close the park and fire them immediately. It does sound like they're going to take good care of these employees, make sure they get a good new job and all that. So if we can take anything positive out of this, I think this is a good move on Six Flags. And then they go on to say that they're grateful that they had the park and for all the good memories made along the way. And that kind of concludes their whole statement. So we got a little bit of reasoning. They didn't think it fit well in their whole park portfolio, and that the land that it sat on was worth more than the actual theme park, which kind of gave them a reason for demolishing it. I'm still honestly kind of shocked by this. Like, I really did not think that Six Flags America would literally be getting bulldozed at the end of 2025. I don't think anyone saw this coming, to be quite honest. As I said earlier, like, I really anticipated some parks would have to get sold off, and I'm really surprised that none have been sold off so far. But to have California's Great America shutting down very soon, actually, I think we got like 2 or 3 years left maybe, then Six Flags America, I'm not gonna lie, this is a little bit concerning for the whole industry. I mean, like, we're seeing the land that theme parks sit on being valued more than the actual theme parks. This really worries me for some of these smaller parks. Like, if an investor comes in and offers them a really good deal for the land, like, we could be losing more theme parks in the future. This isn't just like removing a major roller coaster from a park. This is literally removing the entire park. Now look, Six Flags America was not the biggest or the greatest theme park in the world. This isn't like Six Flags suddenly deciding to remove Cedar Point. It was definitely a smaller scale, low tier park in the chain, and as I said, it had some older aging rides. I'm sure maintenance costs were up and all of that. When you're only bringing in 1.3 million people per year, I mean, maybe it was just becoming too expensive to operate the park. That's the only other reason I can really think of, besides it just got a really good offer for the land, that it was starting to become like a net negative to operate the park. But then again, normally these smaller parks, they're just kind of there to like not get a ton of investment, just kind of make a little bit of extra money every single year. That's truly why I think Michigan's Adventure doesn't really get new coasters. It's because it still generates Cedar Fair / Six Flags a couple $1,000,000 each year on what it has. And honestly, adding something new to Michigan's Adventure won't change a whole lot in attendance or revenue. So maybe that was the case with Six Flags America. Again, that's the only other like real potential reason besides just a good offer on the land that I can think of. But yeah, this is honestly crazy. I'm really sorry for all the people whose home park is Six Flags America and they get one last year and it's literally gone the next. Like, that really stinks. I'm really sorry for you guys. And now normally I would say something like, hopefully we might see Six Flags like decide not to sell it or change their decision, but honestly, unfortunately, I think Six Flags America's fate is sealed. I just don't see in any way, shape, or form them reverting their decision and deciding to keep the park around. Which again, is really unfortunate, but this is theme park business sometimes. Now to end this video off on a bit of a better note, I think there are 2 coasters that could get moved somewhere else. Like, for instance, Ragin' Cajun could potentially be relocated somewhere. I mean, it has already been relocated once, but then again, it's a Wild Mouse. Like, it's probably a more portable roller coaster. Like, it's obviously not like a fair ride or anything that's meant to be portable and whatnot, but like, if there's a coaster they could probably relocate pretty easily, it might be this. So we can maybe see this pop up at a smaller park like Valley Fair, maybe a Michigan's Adventure, something like that. The only other option, honestly, is like their kiddie coaster, Great Chase. Like, you could maybe throw that somewhere, but honestly, most of their attractions, like major ones that could be relocated, are over 25 years old at this point. Like, there's no way they relocate Superman Ride of Steel. That's way too big of a project. I mean, all the wooden coasters are pretty much out of it. I highly doubt Firebird, that's already been, like, converted, so we got 2 okay options on relocation. I mean, I guess it's better than nothing, but again, this situation honestly just kind of stinks. So if you do want to get out to Six Flags America one last time before it closes forever, Sunday, November 2nd will be your final day. Again, this is super sad news. I'm sorry for everyone who this is your home park, or all the employees who will no longer have a job here. And yeah, this whole situation really stinks. If you guys did enjoy the video, consider subscribing down below. I'll make sure to keep you updated on any developments we have on this project, and of course, I'll keep you updated on all of the latest theme park news. While you're at it, drop a like down below. This took a lot of work to throw together real quick, and I would really appreciate it. Alright then, thank you guys for watching, great rest of your day, and I'll see you all in the next one.